All right, so this is an unboxing video of this David Gilden Texas Pillbox box set released by Fusty. I've never watched an unboxing video before, I don't think, so I don't really know what the conventions are. I'm just going to do what it sounds like to me, which is unbox this thing, look at it, and show you guys what's all in it. I got it a couple weeks ago and it's been sitting here and I've been resisting the urge to open it on my own because I figured doing it in front of the camera would be a nice thing to do. So I haven't seen what's inside here. This is fresh, this is uncracked, untapped. A bit of a background to this box as far as I know. Jim Harris from Fusty released this. He only announced it or advertised it, as far as I know, on a couple platforms, and that was White Big Noise podcast. During his interview, he said, "This is, I'm announcing this now. If you send me $200 cash, you will get this box, or email me, and you'll be on the list. And then when the time comes, when it's ready, I'll send you the box when you send me $200 cash in the mail." Then he also went on Noise Extra and did an episode where he kind of talked more about it. So those two, and he made the same advertisement call there. As far as I know, those are the only two places this was ever advertised. He intentionally kept it off social media, off internet forums, off mailing lists. So if you listened, and you should, to either of those podcasts, you should listen to both of them. You might have heard a chance to grab it, and you might have contacted Jim to get it. He was very adamant about the cash situation. As we were doing the interview, I was like, "Oh, I need that. Make sure you put me down for one." He's like, "I got you." When the time came and he emailed me, or he emailed everyone saying, "Send your cash now." It was like, well, I was in Germany, and getting U.S. dollars in Germany is convoluted and kind of clumsy. So I emailed him and said, "Oh, well, how can we do this? Can I send you euros? Do you need the dollars?" And he said, "Well, I'm flexible." But I said, "Well, I'm going to be in the States, 6 months from now," at the time it was. "Can I send it to you then?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." And that would save a ton of shipping, of course, because shipping this beast, I don't know, it's heavy, to Europe would have been very expensive. So he was cool enough to be patient with me, and when I got to my mom's house, we got in touch a couple weeks ago, and he sent it here. He's also been very cool to be very patient on that payment, because I've been having a hard time even getting cash here because I don't really have a bank account here. So, Jim, this is your money. I still haven't sent it. You're very cool for sending it in advance. I know I've been saying I'm going to send it repeatedly now to myself and to you. I'm going to send it today. Today's Halloween. This is, I figured, a good day to open up this morbid, fucked up box set from a great and late harsh noise artist, David Gilden. I don't know enough about him as an insider to tell you about who he is. There's a lot of folklore surrounding him, and hopefully some information about him inside this box set. But he's a master of really dark, fucked up, harsh noise. He was, I think he was in Houston, Texas. Worked with Richard Ramirez quite a bit. Worked with Mother Savage. Worked with a number of other labels. And as far as I know, this is like a bunch of tapes of unreleased work by him. And I don't remember exactly what the scale of that is, but it's like 10 or more. And apparently some booklets. We'll see. So just starting off here, we have a military ammo box. It's been sandblasted or engraved, however, here on the side. David Gilden, Texas Pillbox. His birth and death dates, I'm assuming. June 1st, that's my birthday, so didn't know we had that in common. David Gilden and I, good old David. The Fusty Cunt logo, this weird, nasty twins sharing a vagina thing. Also very nicely sandblasted in the side. And then, you know, that's a little uncharacteristic of Fusty because he has his aesthetic is so rough and handmade, and that you know, takes off right here on the top. You know, we have these weird photo stickers kind of pasted on of these kind of low-fi, devilish horror images. This is some sort of Wookiee or like a, I don't know, Chewbacca Yeti type figure on the top. Here's like a satanic ritual. Here's some sort of old sad banshee. So really kind of setting it off right away with some obscure, bizarre, and like spooky imagery pasted on in a really kind of nice, ugly, DIY handmade way. So I guess that's all I can say about the outside of the box and the intro. I don't know. Like I said, when I talked to Jim and when I listened to the Noise Extra episode, he gave a lot of information about it, but I haven't reviewed that information. I'm kind of going into this blind right now just to be surprised and shocked with what's inside here. So without further ado, I hope I'm rolling. Yes, I am. And I don't miss this opportunity to have to do it again. I'm going to crack this bitch. Somehow. Okay.